Welcome back all. So today we're taking a look at another keyboard, and this time it is the Attack Shark R85HE, a Hall effect wired keyboard. So this is one of a few keyboards that I have had from Attack Shark recently, and to be honest, so far they've been excellent, every single one of them. Well, I'm saying every single one, it's been 3 or 4 of them that I've tried, but yeah, they have all been absolutely superb keyboards, just brilliant value for money. So based on the experience I've had with the previous keyboards, it will be interesting to see how this one stacks up against them. But as usual, we'll go into details in the video, so if you want to find anything out about it, stick around. So I actually planned to do this video a few weeks ago, but I was given the opportunity to go to China on business, and I jumped at it, and I've got to say what an absolutely brilliant country China is. It's probably not everybody's, first destination if you ask them where they fancy to go on a holiday, but it's an opportunity I couldn't refuse, and it was absolutely superb. I was based in the city of Tianjin, and I also visited Beijing when I was there, but Tianjin is absolutely stunning. Took a little boat ride down the river one night, and just was blown away by the magical light parade of all the skyscrapers and the buildings all around. So yeah, it's absolutely stunning city, and I'm kind of hoping to be back sometime soon. But anyway, that's aside, we're here to talk about the keyboard, and as always, I'll do an unboxing. We'll cover some of the features on the keyboard. I'll briefly cover the software. We'll do a sound test, and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. So let's get right into it. So onto the unboxing, and the first thing we have in the box is a 1 meter aviator type cable with USB type A at the end, and this is RGB, believe it or not. They have the other end, which is the coiled end with the USB type C end on it, and that is also RGB illuminated. We then have a standard 1.6 meter cable with USB type A to USB type C right angle connection. We have a keycap puller and a switch puller, and then we also have a strap. We've also got some stickers and an instruction booklet in the bottom of the box. But the main thing we're here to see is the keyboard itself. So the keyboard's got this protective cover on it for keeping dust and so on off it if you plan to leave it on your desk for any length of time. And inside this polythene sleeve, we have the keyboard itself. So right away, just looking at it, again, it looks like another cracking build from Attack Shark. We've got some protective film there on the light bar at the top. We've got a nice Attack Shark logo in the top right hand corner in metal. On the left hand side we've got a USB type C connection, and then on the right hand side we've got a volume dial. Nice and knurled, nice texture on it, and it also pushes in to mute it. So far it looks pretty impressive. On the back we've got 4 feet. If you lay it on your desk, it'll stop it from sliding around, and we've also got some adjustable feet here as well, which is 2 different positions depending on the angle you like to use your keyboard at. All the typical stuff you see in modern day keyboards. The keyboard case itself is all made of plastic, as are the keys at the front and the casing at the top. So if I pop the spacebar off here, we'll see what's underneath. Have a look at the stabilisers and the foam padding, which I think will be there. And yep, and it is indeed. So we've got some stabilisers. These should be pre-lubed. Some foam in between for dampening. We've also got all these additional LEDs for a more evenly spread light. And here we can see one of these magnetic linear switches. We'll pop it out and we'll have a closer look at it. So this is obviously hot swappable. You can stick other switches in if you want, but this is the linear type. 2 little locating pins at the bottom, and that's pretty much it to the switches. But nice linear feel. Love these type of switches. And again, just to point out here, the LEDs are south facing on the keyboard. For dimensions, the keyboard's 320mm long, 145mm deep, and it weighs in at around 720 grams. If you pop over to the Amazon website, you'll see that this keyboard is currently £74.99, but if you're quick enough, there's a voucher available, and that will take it down to £59.99, so an absolute bargain for this keyboard at £60. And below that we can see the 4 different colour variations we have. So the one that I have is the Star White. We also have the Contour White, which has those topographic style keycaps with the side lettering or side fonts. We also have Fluorescent Green, And then finally we have the Moonlight Night, and that's actually a really nice keyboard. I like that one with the faded keycaps effects and the side etching or side fonts again. And personally, if I had the dark setup, this would be the one I would go for. But I'll leave links, affiliate links for this keyboard down in the description below, and I'll also leave links to the Attack Shark website as well if you want to buy it from there. So on to some of the features that are shown on the Attack Shark website. We have a magnetic switch, eSport latency, 75% compact layout, multi-system support, adjustable key travel, 8K polling rate, customizable strap, and the RGB is 16.8 million colours. We have a volume dial up the top right hand corner, and that can also be pressed in to mute your sound. And the keyboard also features hot swappable Hall effect switches, and it's compatible with multiple different types of magnetic switches. The keyboard features rapid trigger adjustable actuation with an initial magnetic flux of around 95 GS, bottom magnetic flux of around 580 GS, operational force of around 40 grams of force, rapid trigger precision of 0.005mm, polling rate of 8000 Hz. The switches have a lifespan of around 100 million keystrokes, and the total travel is 0.1 to 3.4mm. The keyboard also features multi-layer silencing, so we have the bottom shell, we then have a mould opening silicone, sound absorbing cotton, we've got the PCB circuit board, we've got PET voice actor pad, we then have the IXPE shaft underpad, pour on cotton, positioning plate, the switches themselves, top cover, and then finally the keycaps. The keyboard features lots of shortcuts for controlling things such as RGB and other things. So for example, we can press the function key here and press A or press S to switch between Windows mode and Mac mode. You can also press function and Windows key for Windows lock button. You can see that illuminates white to show it's active, as does the caps lock key. For the RGB, if we hold down function and we hit enter, it flicks through the different colours in the keyboard, the actual keys themselves. So you can see there's tons and tons of options for your colours. Here we've got the function and right hand bracket for turning it on and off, and then function and the backslash key for changing all the different styles of RGB. So there's tons and tons you can go through. There's touch type ones and so on. And I've covered these in all different types of videos before, but you can see there's loads and loads of customization you can do just by pressing down function and backslash. And again, if you just press the function and enter, it'll take us back through the colours until we get back to the rainbow. So we can also press function and up and function and down to change the brightness of the keys, and when it gets to its limits you'll see the keyboard flashing white. And then for the speed of the effect we can use the left and right arrow keys while we're holding down the function, and again when we get to the limits of that effect it will flash white. For the light bar at the back we can use function and C to change the actual effect on the light bar up the top. So we've got a kind of breathing effect, when it's a kind of colour warp. So there's not as many effects on the light bar as there is in the keyboard itself. You can press function and V and that will change the colour of the light bar up the top. And then we can also press function and X and it changes the speed, and function and Z changes the brightness, and there's 5 levels to each of those. Finally, if you want to clear anything colours wise, hold in function and escape for a couple of seconds and it clears the RGB. So I'm going to go very quickly over the software, but if you are interested in downloading it, you can just head over to the Attack Shark website, look for the keyboards, and then if you scroll down you should see just around about here we've got a downloads bit here, so you can download the actual software, but if you don't fancy downloading software and installing it, we also have the web driver. But once the software is installed, you should have a screen like this. Now, I've already covered this multiple times in previous videos, so very quickly you'll see here that we've got the R85HE connected. Very top left hand option, we've got keyboard settings. We can do things in here like travel calibration and so on, just check your keyboard's working okay. We've got multiple profiles, you can set up different profiles, and then we've got things like custom keys, macro settings, functions if you want to assign different functions to certain keys, whether it's media ones or mouse functions. You can disable keys if you had to do that. We've got magnetic switch settings in here where we can try to change the travel and so on. We can also, if you swap out any of the keys for different types of magnetic switches, you can basically tell the keyboard what type of magnetic switches you're using. We've got simulation tests, so on. We've got advanced key settings where we can change things like dynamic keystrokes, press and click. We can toggle switch and snap key and so on. And other settings, we can change the polling rate of the keyboard from 8000 all the way down to 125. We've got function layer settings as well. We can change all the different types of layers if you want to have multiple layers on your keyboard. And again, I think I already mentioned that a minute ago, you can change the functions, macros and so on. So it's pretty much the same in this page. Macro editing, if you want to create macros, you can do that in here. We've got light settings, where we've got all these standard light effects, and those are the ones that I touched on a minute ago. They're all in here as well, but there's further things you can change in here, such as light edit, where you can actually change each individual key to whatever colour you want, and you can assign different effects and so on here as well. And once you do that, you just write it to one of the layers, and again you can see you've got different layers, so you can actually have different layers depending on different scenes, different games you're playing. You want to switch your colours of your keyboard over to those games. You can do all that in here, and then you just click save and it loads it onto the keyboard. Side light is the top light bar again. We've got the standard settings here which you can change, and as I said before, you can do that through the keyboard as well, but it is nice that you've got the option to do it in both software and keyboard. And then My Works is anything you've created, you'll see in here. Local configuration, we don't have anything there. Community share, if you've signed up, you should be able to see other things that other users have shared, such as light effects share. For some reason it's not working for me just now. I've had this problem before, but you should normally see a big list of light share effects in there. We've got configs as well that people have shared for their keyboards. You might have people who play specific types of games as such, as you can see there, like Valorant and so on, Counter-Strike, you name it, and folk have made configs and shared them, which is nice to see. And again, we've got macro shares as well if people have made certain macros. We've got profile, I won't click on that because that'll have my email address and so on in it. But the very last one is more, and here you can check for driver versions and firmware versions, and there's also the option to start the software on boot and so on. So that's a very, very brief summary of the software. So what was my gaming experience like with this keyboard? As with the previous Attack Shark keyboards, it was excellent. I had no issues whatsoever using this keyboard while gaming. I like that it had no lag, there were no latency issues, there was no false key presses, everything just felt accurate and nice and smooth. Those linear switches as well are a thumbs up for me. I like the sound that comes off of these. I don't like noisy keys, as I've said many times before. I want to enjoy my games without sitting listening to that racket going on, so big plus point for me is the keys. The form factor is another plus point. Just given its small footprint, it just gives you more desk space, gives you more space to the side for your mouse movement. But everything, yep, I have to say is absolutely brilliant using this keyboard for gaming, and I would highly recommend it for that. Right, final thoughts. I've got to say once again, Attack Shark have just knocked it out of the park with us. Bearing in mind how much these keyboards cost, the features and everything on it, I just think are absolutely brilliant. You could so easily pay 2 or 3 times the amount of money that you do for this keyboard for one of your, maybe your more well-known brands, if you want to say, keyboards. So why would you just go and buy something like this? They really are excellent keyboards. The build quality I just think is excellent. It just feels solid, feels robust. I like the the noise of the keys and so on. I like that kind of dampened sound. If you've watched any of my videos before, I'm not a fan of like clicky clacky noisy keyboards, so I just love how this keyboard sounds. Some of the features in the keyboard, the nice metallic volume knob at the side, it just feels nice. You can feel the increments when you're turning it. Just feels good. And then we've got that light bar at the back as well. Now that might not be everybody's thing that they like. I do quite like it, to be honest with you. Not the rainbow spew, nothing like that, but just the colour theme that I have in my keyboard, where I've got orange keys and then this white light at the back. It just casts a nice white light across the back of my desk. I just think it's lovely. And it's difficult. Every time I get an Attack Shark keyboard, it becomes my go-to keyboard, and then I get another one and I change it again. So you need to stop it, Attack Shark. Just there's too many keyboards to pick from. They're all been great, but yeah, I can see this one again becoming my daily driver. Why? The layout. I absolutely love this 75% layout. Some of the other keyboards are slightly smaller, but you have to use a combination of keys to switch the layers so that the number keys become the function keys and so on. I like just having separate number keys and separate function keys like we have in this keyboard. It's just perfect for me. I really like it. Speaking of the form factor, it's still very small. So if you go to LAN parties, go to your friends' houses or whatever like that, or even travelling with a laptop or whatever in your bag, this is still a very small keyboard. It's so easy to throw into a backpack and you can carry that around no problem. Still very lightweight as well, so it's ideal for that. Gaming on it, again, was absolutely brilliant. I've said before, I'm not a massive gamer like I used to be, but the customization, everything that you can tweak on this, is ideal for like hardcore gamers out there. If you're one of these guys who do go in and tweak all the settings and so on, the actuation points and so on, if you're into all that kind of thing, this ticks a box for all that as well. It's got all that covered, so it's brilliant for that as well. To be honest, there's not many negative points about it. It's hard to be negative when you're getting all this in something that's so affordable. The only thing, and to me, it's not really an issue with the keyboard, or well, I suppose it could be, but it's the position of the USB Type-C connection on the side. Now, Attack Shark obviously provides you with that coiled cable, which is just a straight connection on the end of it. So when you plug it into the keyboard, it looks a little bit silly, to be honest. It's kind of sitting at a weird angle across your desk. Don't get me wrong, Attack Shark do supply another USB cable in the box, the one that probably comes with the keyboard as standard, and that has a right angle connection on it, so it would look tidier. But in saying that, if you did want to use a coil cable, if you like those types of things, it's pretty easy to go and get a right angle adapter from Amazon. It'll probably cost you a couple of pounds, couple of dollars, whatever, from where you are. But yeah, again, absolutely brilliant stuff from Attack Shark, guys. If you've got any questions about the keyboard, anything I haven't covered in the video, feel free to leave them below. I'll get back to you with an answer as soon as I can. Or perhaps there's something that I've missed, things that I've maybe missed in previous videos as well, and I keep doing it. Again, please leave them down in the description below because it helps me for future videos. But yep, that's it. As always, that's another one over, guys, and hopefully I'll be back soon. See you later on.